Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm just going to show you how to make this really quick crown knot tassel, which is the perfect thing to add to wall hangings or a plant hanger just to finish it off. So let's get started. So I'm just going to grab 8 lots of cords and then I'm going to split them into 2 groups of 4. Obviously you can use any amount of cords and any length too. I like to just use 4 and 4. And then I've got 1 cord for the wrapping knot and 1 cord to hang it from, but if you're attaching this to your work and you don't need a hanging cord, I will show you how to do that nearer the end. So I'm just taking one of my groups of 4 and I'm angling it at a diagonal angle like this. I'm taking the other group and I'm just crossing it over in the middle, just like this. So I find it easier if you number the groups of cords. So here we have group cord number 1, number 2, number 3 and then number 4. So to start off with, we're going to grab the cords that are labelled number 1 and we're going to grab them and put them over the group number 2, just like this. So you can take the cords that are number 2 now, bring them up and lay them over number 1 and number 3. And then the third cord, you can grab them and lay them over number 1 and number 4, just like this. And then the fourth group of cords is going to go over the cord number 3 and then it's going to come through the loop that's created by the first group of cords. So over this one and through this loop here. Just like that, so you can just pull them ever so slightly just to create a neater shape. So as long as you have this box shape here, you'll be fine, and make sure to make the fourth group of cords go underneath the first set. And then I'm just pulling on each set of cords just to tighten it ever so slightly so I can show you where you would add it to your existing wall hanging. So you can kind of see you've got these 4 squares in the middle here, which is perfect for attaching it to an existing wall hanging. You would just put a cord on either side at a diagonal. So I'm just going to take my cord and I'm going to put it in 2 diagonal squares like this. So if this was your wall hanging, you would just take 2 cords from your wall hanging and attach it exactly the same. So I'm just going to tie these 2 together now in a double knot. Just like that. And now we can just ignore this cord for now, so just tuck it underneath. And then we're going to use these 4 groups of cords again and we're just going to pull on them. I find it easier to just hold it in my hand like this and tug on each set of cords individually till it tightens it up. And then I'm just making sure that all the cords are laying as flat as they can and they're not all bunched up around each other. This will create a much nicer product in the end. Then I'm just going to go ahead and pull on each cord individually to make sure it's as tight as it can be. Just like that, and you can see you've got this really pretty box shape at the top. So now I'm just pulling the hanging cord through to see if it's long enough or if it's too long, and it felt too long to me, so I'm just tying the knot a bit higher up. And that's perfect. So now I'm just hiding that in the center of the crown knot. And I'm taking my cord for my wrapping knot. Now I'm just creating a little tail at the top like this and a loop at the bottom. So I've got a small tail here, the loop there, and then we're just going to wrap this long tail part around the tassel a couple of times to secure all the cords in place. It doesn't matter if it's directly at the top of the tassel, you can always slide it up a bit. So I've still got the small tail and the loop. I'm going to do one more wrap. Then I'm going to pass this long tail through the loop. And then I'm just going to pull on the top tail to close that loop and it will secure the cord in place. So pull it until it's about halfway through the knot, but don't pull it all the way through as it will undo the knot. So now that's finished, I'm just going to pull on the cords of the tassel just to slide the wrapping knot up to the top. Make sure it's as neat and even as it can be. just like that. And now you can just snip off the excess cords from the wrapping knot. And then the next step is to comb everything out. If you don't already have a wire brush, I really recommend one, and I'll have one linked in the description down below. That's great for your macrame project. So I'm just snipping off the excess cord from the crown knot tassel, and I'm just going to put that in my scrap cord box. If you keep all your scrap cords like me, I have a playlist that is dedicated to projects that you can use them up on, so I have that linked in the iCard. And then I'm just going to take my wire brush and I'm just going to comb everything out to create a really fluffy tassel. So now that everything is combed out and it looks really fluffy and full, I'm just going to take my scissors again and do a final trim. And then one last comb out. And that is the tassel complete. So it's super easy to do, and you can see you've got this really lovely shape at the top of your tassel and a really full and fluffy tassel. So if you are using this hanging cord, you could just create a lark's head knot and hang it onto a dowel, or you could even use it on a door handle, or like I say, you can easily attach it to already existing wall hanging. So I hope you like this tutorial, and if you do use it to make any of your wall hangings, please be sure to tag me on Instagram at LunaCraftsOnline, because I'd really love to see it and share it. And if you could subscribe, like or comment, that would really make me very happy. And I hope you have a lovely week. Bye!